Emily. I'm a nutritional therapist and my business is For Well People. And at the moment, I'm talking to you every day about weight and some things you can do to help manage your weight more easily in lockdown. For a lot of us, lockdown has meant that we've gained a few pounds, and this will be for a number of reasons. We're all individuals, all of us will be making different choices. And yes, over the next week or so, I'll be talking about things you can do to mitigate this situation. And today I want to talk about alcohol. It's a difficult subject, but really is alcohol has such a big impact on weight. It's really high in calories. It's very high in sugar. And if you don't need that energy, the body's going to store it as fat. That's one issue, and probably the most important one when it comes to weight gain. But the reason that it causes weight gain is, one, because that excess sugar is stored as fat, but two, it upsets our blood sugar balance. So I'd like you to start visualizing glasses of wine as glasses of sugar. So when you drink the wine, the body experiences that as sugar. So it's going to cause a blood sugar high, and then it's going to cause a crash. And that's why we often get the munchies after we've had a few glasses of wine, because our blood sugars are low again and the body wants to get them back up again. So it does disrupt your blood sugar balance. If you drink late at night, some people are woken up by that blood sugar low, and that will be why it's hard to get to sleep if you've had too much to drink. The other thing one of the other things that it does is it triggers the release of dopamine and starts us on that dopamine cycle, which I've talked about in relation to sugar before. So when we drink wine, it creates dopamine in our brain. That makes us feel great for a while, but then we start to feel low again and we need some more. So you start to get involved in this quite vicious cycle of wanting more, and that's what causes addiction with things like alcohol. It's actually technically a depressant, and that's because it lowers the body's production of serotonin, and serotonin is our happy hormone. It also depletes us of lots of different nutrients that are important for us to help maintain weight. It depletes us of magnesium, of zinc, of B vitamins. It also upsets the microbiome, so this is your friendly gut flora. They're really damaged by alcohol. So again, they're now learning that there's a big link between microbiome diversity, so the numbers of different bacteria you have in your gut, and weight. So overweight people have a very different gut makeup from those people who are not overweight. And I'm not saying that that's all down to alcohol, but alcohol definitely has a destructive impact on the microbiome. And some people are particularly sensitive to alcohol and weight gain. I would say I'm one of those people. So anyone that's got hormone imbalance, so maybe they have PCOS, they're more likely to find that they gain weight very easily through drinking alcohol. Also, those people who are genetically predisposed to type 2 diabetes, that's me again, will also find that drinking alcohol causes quite quick weight gain. So what can we do to stop the kind of negative impact of alcohol on our weight? Well, obviously, the easiest solution is to stop drinking. Some people might find that hard. If you can't give up alcohol, so one thing I would say is if you're really serious about weight loss and you do drink, you will see a huge difference in your weight if you stop drinking. If you don't think that's you, and that seems impossible, I think it's about having a plan around alcohol. So deciding which days you're going to drink and which days you're not, and sticking to that, or finding someone to buddy with you so that you have less temptation. For health, we should have 2 consecutive days without alcohol. And that's to help the liver recuperate, because the alcohol is very damaging for the liver. So try and have at least 2 days a week where you don't drink. Ideally, it would be more than that if you're serious about losing weight. Drink with food, so drinking on an empty stomach means that the alcohol goes straight into your bloodstream and you feel drunker quicker. So So if you drink without having, you're drinking much more consciously than if you're not. And I don't mean because you're unconscious. I mean that the effects of alcohol aren't quite so speedy if you're drinking alongside food. To have less of an impact on your weight, the things to avoid are cider, beer, and wine. So try and make things like gin and tonic or a vodka and soda your drink of choice, or have a spritzer. Dilute the wine that you're drinking so that it doesn't have such a big impact. So there's lots of tips there to help you reduce alcohol intake. And I think really it's about acknowledging that it does have a big impact on weight gain, and it's about having that serious conversation with yourself about how important it is to you and whether you could cut down your intake. So hopefully that was useful and sobering. I'll be back tomorrow with some more tips, and I'd love you to share this post or comment on it. Let's start a discussion. So see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening.